Some places are built with purpose, and some exist for reasons no one can explain. In front of my house stands a bus stop, all weathered and forgotten by everyone. Yet sometimes in the dead of night, a bus still comes. Not everyone can see it. Not everyone should. And one of the night, when my son's life was hanging by a thread, I found out exactly where the bus was headed. Good evening, fellow creeps. Welcome to another episode here on Creepy with Coffee. I'm Kim, your storyteller. Well, tonight's story, it's about a bus stop. Not exactly like terrifying, but more to mysterious. Let's get into the story.
This is Creepy with Coffee.
In 2008, my husband and I decided to buy a house, a place that was rather isolated from the bustle of town. This house was originally built as a show unit for a new housing project in the area. You know how it works when a developer wanted to sell houses? They'll build one fully furnished so that potential buyers can walk through, touch the furniture, feel the space, and imagine themselves living there. This one, though, was different. When most of the houses in the project had already been sold, we asked the property agent if the show unit itself was available for purchase. We were intrigued by its modern, minimalist design and the fact that it was the only one of its kind surrounded by a large, open yard. The agent offered us a reasonable price, and best of all, it came fully furnished and equipped with working electrical appliances. Some people might immediately think, cheap house must be haunted, right? It's a common cliche in ghost stories. Buy a house for cheap and something's bound to be wrong with it. But no, this house had no issues. None at all. In fact, it was our dream home. We have lived here for 12 years now, and in that time, we have had 2 children. Our life here has been peaceful, at least inside the house. What I wanted to talk about isn't the house itself, but rather the bus stop in front of it. Okay, our home is in a secluded area. The other houses, ones that share a similar design, are located much further away. The road leading to our house is narrow, a single lane path with only one way in and out. And the road ends right in front of our house, a dead end. Beyond that dead end, there is only a small hill and a patch of overgrown bushes, which is why it makes no sense at all that there is a bus stop right there in front of our house. No one seems to know when it was built. All I know is that it has been there since the day we moved in. My husband and I used to joke saying how convenient it would be just to hop on a bus to Kuala Lumpur without even leaving our yard. But beneath the jokes, we both felt something unsettling. The bus stop was old and weathered. It had no roof, just a short cement bench meant for 2 people. Beside, it took a black and yellow painted pole with a faded bus symbol on top. Next to the bus stop, a large ketapang tree spread its branches, casting shade even without the need for a roof. But here's the thing, no bus ever stopped there. Ever. One day, my husband decided to ask about it at a local municipal council office. After checking their records, they told him they had never built a bus stop there. Maybe the Public Works Department, or we call it JKR here, would know better, they suggested. But no one had any answers. Fine, we thought it wasn't hurting anyone, so we left it alone. Now, here's where it gets stranger. Every so often, especially when we're in the back of our house, in the kitchen, bathroom, or the back rooms, we would hear the sound of bus engine out in the front. Our area is quiet. The only vehicles we ever hear are the rare visitors or delivery riders. So when the sound of a large bus rumbled outside, it was noticeable, loud enough that it would stop what we are doing. But whenever we peeked outside, there was nothing. And even if a bus did somehow come down here, where would it go? The road is far too narrow to turn around. It would have to reverse all the way back. And yet, the sound kept happening. Sometimes, it even happened at 3, 4 in the morning. Another strange incident would be some people can't even see the bus stop. Take my younger sister Lena, for example. She often came over to hang out. A few years after we moved in, we were having dinner one evening when the sound of a bus came rumbling down the road. "Hey, where's that bus going? Did we get lost?" she asked. "Probably stopping at the bus stop," I said casually. "What bus stop?" she asked. I gestured toward the front. "That one, right in front of our house." But she looked confused. "I don't see anything." I actually took her outside and pointed directly at it. She still couldn't see it. She even wanted to walk closer to where it stood, but I stopped her. I said, "Leave it," I told her. "Don't disturb it." Since then, my family has been quietly observing which visitor can see it and which can't. Most can, a few can't, and we never make a big deal out of it. Now, let me tell you the night that changed how I felt about that bus stop forever. At that time, my eldest son, Adam, was 6. My husband often worked out of town, coming home only every 5 to 7 days for short visits. One evening, Adam was complaining of stomach pain. I thought it was just something that he ate. He took some medicine and went to bed. But later that night, his temperature spiked. And when I woke him, he was pale and groaning in pain. I decided not to wait. I scooped him up in his blanket and carried him to the car. But when I turned the key, nothing. The battery was dead. I left the headlights on earlier in the rain and forgotten about it. Panic set in. I tried calling 999, but there was no mobile signal. We didn't have landline back then. This was before we had broadband or reliable internet. So I carried Adam out, intending to walk toward the main road to flag down the car or find better reception. But the road was empty. It was late and he was heavy in my arms, still groaning in pain. Frustrated and exhausted, I turned back toward the house. That's when I thought of the bus stop. I sat him down on the cement bench while I paced around, holding my phone up to the sky, searching for a signal. Then I saw it. Headlights in the distance. A bus. It rolled closer, engine humming until it stopped right in front of us. The driver opened the door and stepped down. He looked young, maybe in his 20s, tall, slim, in a neat blue uniform. "What's wrong with your son, madam?" he asked. "He's in a lot of pain. I need to get him to the hospital. My car broke down. Please, can you take us? I'll pay you whatever you want." "Of course, get in. I'll take you," he said, even helping me lift Adam inside. The bus was spotless and modern, like a rapid KL city bus. There was music playing softly and the air conditioning was cool. There were no other passengers, so I sat in the front seat near the driver. "Does this bus usually come by here?" I asked. "Sometimes," he replied. "It's a charter bus. If someone needs a ride there, we'll pass by." I frowned. "What would people be going there for?" He chuckled. "It's near the market, isn't it? People go there to shop. You don't mind living so close to the market? Isn't it noisy?" A market? I knew full well the nearest market was over an hour's drive away. I decided not to press him further. Adam's condition was my priority. The driver dropped us directly at the hospital emergency entrance, even helping me carry Adam inside. As I thanked him and tried to hand him some money, he waved it off. "No need. It's my job. Someone told me you were waiting there. Luckily, I came when I did." The doctors diagnosed Adam with a ruptured appendix. He needed emergency surgery immediately. By morning, my husband had returned and my parents' sister came to be with me. The operation was successful and after a few days, Adam was discharged. Back home, I often found myself looking at the bus stop from my bedroom window. I remembered the driver's word, the mysterious market, and the fact that no one in authority even knew this bus stop existed. We still hear the sound of buses from time to time, but we have never seen another one stop there again. Alright, the person who wrote this story actually put in some few notes under the story. That few notes were, she actually now helped to take care of the surrounding of the bus stop. Whenever she hired somebody to help trim her house grass, she would also pay that somebody to help trim the grass around the bus stop as well. 2, she mentioned that she could have shared photos and also location of her house, but because due to privacy, she decided not to. Same thing, until today, her family members, some of them still can see the bus stop and some still claim that they did not see any bus stop at all. Alright, so for my personal opinion, I think that the person who wrote this story, she could be living very near to the Orang Bunyan's village. Well, you see, for those who do not know about Orang Bunyan is somewhat close to elves, whereby they have similar setting to us human. They have their social pyramid, they have their community, they stayed in villages similar to us human. The difference is they are living on the world that we human couldn't see. You see, that's why the bus stopped there. The bus driver claimed there is a market nearby, but the person who wrote this story claimed that the nearest market that she knew of was an hour away. So the market that the driver mentioned could be a Bunyan's market. Well, this is just one of the Bunyan story. There are a lot of other Bunyan story. If you like Bunyan story, let me know. I'll tell you some in the future. Well, let me know what do you think about this story. Put it down below in the comments. Once again, thank you very much for watching. This is Kim signing out with thank you very much and good night.